For In the Studio After the News, as I spend a day with Jakub, watching him in and out of orchestra and stage rehearsals, and hearing about the work he does to perfect his distinctive countertenor voice.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Donald Trump has announced that he will impose a temporary ban on all immigration into the United States. In a late-night tweet, Mr. Trump said the move was needed to protect American jobs during the coronavirus pandemic. The Democratic Party Senator Amy Klobuchar accused him of attacking immigrants and blaming others for his own failures. The price of US oil has remained close to zero after plunging to its lowest ever level on Monday because of a collapse in demand. In Europe, Brent crude is down by about 25%. The Indonesian President Joko Widodo has announced that people will be prevented from travelling home at the end of Ramadan to prevent the spread of the virus. Each year, millions of city workers return to provinces to visit their families at the end of the Muslim holy month. A 12-year-old girl in India who lost her job because of the country's lockdown has died after walking for days through rough terrain. She collapsed from exhaustion not far from her family home in Bujapur district. Reports from Lesotho say the country's police minister is due in court after being accused of buying alcohol, violating the country's lockdown. Lesotho is one of the few countries not to have reported a single case of the virus. In other news, the authorities in Myanmar have confirmed that a World Health Organization worker was killed when his car was hit by gunfire in Rakhine State. There have been reports of heavy fighting in the region between the armed forces and the Arakan army, which demands self-rule. And Germany's annual Oktoberfest beer festival, which usually attracts millions of visitors, has been cancelled because of the virus. The state premier of Bavaria said the risk of holding the event was simply too great. And those are the latest stories from BBC News.
People think that singing as a countertenor is a totally different sort of exotic technique. I believe it's not. Everything is basically the same as a normal voice. I can find effects that I really hear in my head. I know how I want to present this music.
Welcome to In the Studio from the BBC World Service, the programme that gets inside the minds of the world's leading creative figures. I'm Emma Kingsley, and I'm following one of the most exciting singers in classical music today, the Polish countertenor Jakub Józef Oliński. Jakub Józef Oliński is not what you might expect from a classical singer. He's also known as a breakdancer, and he's modelled for Vogue magazine. But don't underestimate his extraordinary talent as a countertenor. At the age of 29, he's in demand in concert halls and opera houses all over the world. He's released 2 critically acclaimed albums, and millions have watched him sing a poignant Vivaldi aria on YouTube. In February, he was in Germany, preparing to take on a new challenge, the title role in Handel's opera Tolomeo. With 1 week to go before the first night, I spent the day with him to see how he prepares and how he not only sings, but creates some of the music himself.
I love this factor of creation because that shows you, your personality, and you show through your own self what you have to offer to the public, and it's exciting.
I'm outside the Badische Staatstheater in the German city of Karlsruhe. You can see all the posters of the current productions and also images of the forthcoming productions. Among the pictures is one for the Opera House's next production of Handel's opera Tolomeo. And the picture is of a young man with a moustache in a white shirt, holding what looks like a bottle of rum and set against the backdrop of the sea. And that is the face of Jakub. Jakub and the rest of the company have been working here for several weeks now, and I'm going inside to see how rehearsal is going. On the main stage, morning rehearsal with the principal singers and orchestra has just begun.